All right, cuties, we got another special for you guys today here on a Q Rush Hour with Isa and Cholo because we have multi-awarded band from Brisbane, Australia, now out with a brand new album, Kaleidoscope Eyes, which has just come in at number 2 on the ARIA charts, which is Australia's official music chart. We got George, Amy, and Emma here, ladies and gents. Sheppard.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi. How have you guys been?
Yeah, really well, really well. We've been surviving lockdown. How about yourself?
Great. Also
Trying to.
Yeah.
Are you guys still in lockdown?
We are still, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
With a little bit of like leniency, but we're still in our homes. We should be in our homes. And I can see that you guys are not together. I mean, George, you're where now?
I'm in my apartment. I live very close. I can sort of see the house the girls are in from my balcony. But yeah, I'm in my apartment here in Fortitude Valley. The girls are at the family home.
Yeah, we're in the Sheppard studio.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. That's
this is
beautiful.
where the magic happens.
Awesome.
All right. So we're going to talk about, of course, your music. After the huge success of your song, Geronimo, in 2014, you guys became an overnight success, but I'm not sure overnight is accurate, especially being an independent band. So what has your music journey really been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very hard slog. I think we've all had our trials and tribulations and our challenges. It's been a long, hard road, but we've managed to have some amazing memories along the way, and we've made some great music, and we get to do it together as a family, which is always a bonus. So yeah, our journey has been like a stock market. It just keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down, but hopefully the overall trend is going up.
Amy and Emma, what's it like being able to work with like siblings? That's such a cool thing.
Yeah,
it is cool. Like, we get to experience so many things together, and we get along, thankfully. Most days we do fight a bit, but for the most part we're happy to be working together. So nice.
Awesome.
You mentioned that you're in your family home and that the studio's in the family home. So was it always a thing when you were kids? I mean, like, was it always like everything was like all music inside your house? I mean, you guys sing, you guys play randomly?
Yeah. Not really. We never planned out to start a band. It didn't really all come together until we're all adults. But we definitely have been in a creative family from the beginning. We always had musical instruments around. We had piano lessons from a young age, and our parents really loved classic pop music, like Cat Stevens and Elton John, all those Fleetwood Mac. So we were very inspired from a young age and exposed to great music from a young age. So I'd say, it was an easy step to take for us to go into this direction, but it wasn't something that we were just like pushed into or forced into or anything. It was natural progression.
Gotcha. All right, so I can also imagine that there was some pressure being able to come up with more hit singles, as your first album, Watching the Sky, debuted at number 1 in the ARIA charts last 2018. But how were you guys able to get past that pressure, and what were some things that were actually being said for like encouragement?
Well, I think it's something it's a pressure you put on yourself. It's not really a pressure that you're getting from anyone. It's just something that you want to do for your own betterment. It's like what's the word for it? It's like, I forget the name of it, but it's like everyone wants exceptionalism. You want to make sure that you're constantly outdoing yourself, and you want to be better than you were the last release. And it's really only a pressure that you put on yourself, because like, I feel like, we are pretty, people have made up their minds now whether they like Sheppard or not. We have our fans, we have our community that we've got. And we're going to release the music that we like, and if people enjoy it, then that's a bonus. But I don't think there's too much pressure anymore, because we're not putting it on ourselves, if that makes sense. Like, this album was sort of our freeing, liberating album where we just got to make the music that we wanted to make, and there was no real pressure from like the charts or anything like that. It was just something that we were doing because we released a single every month.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to worry about how it was performing. It was just something that we released, and then it's on to the next one. And so, yeah, this album in particular, I think we really sort of shed off that whole pressure to follow up a hit mentality.
Oh,
You mentioned the whole of releasing every month. Your album spanned, I mean, the singles that you released from 2019 up until 2021. Is there a reason why you guys decided to release every month?
Yeah, I mean, it was something that we decided to do in February of last year. So there were these pretty devastating bushfires that were happening in Australia in Christmas, New Year's, 2019, 2020. And we decided to release a charity single to sort of raise some money for the bushfires, the victims. And we managed to get this single out. We wrote it, recorded a video for it, and released it within the month. And we thought, why don't we do this every month and make this our challenge for the year to make a new song every single month and release it to the world. And it really did. It benefited us in so many ways. It was a really creatively freeing process because we got to have a new song to put out there to our fans every month. And like I mentioned earlier, it wasn't like a performing in the charts. How's it going? Like what's the single doing? Is it successful? Doesn't matter. We got another single to release. Like, it doesn't matter. We can just keep on going. So yeah, it was really great for us. It was great for the fans because, they got this like constant, consistent, episodic stream of music from Sheppard, which was really lovely. And everyone knows the album before it's been released. It's like one way to have everybody know every single song before you do that big album launch show or whatever it is. It's like it's definitely something that we are happy we made the decision to do.
George, I know Amy and Emma also, we know that the pandemic has held back a lot of people, but obviously not you guys, because this was when, like you were mentioning, your third album was conceived. So would you say that it was still, challenging doing it, accomplishing this goal during the pandemic, or was it more of the process just flowed?
A bit of both. I think the pandemic really helped us in some ways because we weren't distracted by any shows or any promo or press. We didn't have to go on a plane. We could just get into the room every day and write and complete this challenge that we set for ourselves. So that was a blessing, I guess, but also challenging on the flip side because there were no shows and we had to keep the business above water and our heads above water, and that was a bit stressful as well. But all in all, I think it's working out for the best because now we're kind of seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully when we do go back to touring, we're going to have tons of fans because we delivered and we gave them lots of music and content.
And it's cool to see how people adapt and are able to do their jobs over Zoom. Or we had a photo shoot over Zoom once. We worked with a photographer here in Brisbane, and the other photographer was in Melbourne or Sydney, I think. And then we also had a stylist in Sydney that styled us and sent all the pieces to us. So interesting to see the ways that you could work.
People adapted, and it's nice because now we can get to talk to you via Zoom. You don't really have to go to the Philippines to talk to us. I mean, now we get to know more about your album and know your process just by logging on.
It'd be nice to come to the Philippines, though.
Yes.
Yeah, we
are
are
actually
waiting
waiting
to watch you guys. Yeah, here. Speaking of, you just recently had a live stream. So how was that like? Being able to, coming off touring and all that. Like, well, how is it like to just do a live stream like that during this time?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, the fact that technology has progressed to a state that we can put on a live show for the entire planet at the same time, and then you can rewatch it whenever you like. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like, it was a great feeling to be able to do a show like that in our hometown, especially, to all of our family and friends that were there, able to kind of be in the venue without having to social distance too much. And then the rest of the planet gets to tune in. It was a really, really wonderful evening. We had a great time.
Awesome. It's really great how everyone's adapting to these times and not letting it affect us. Now let's talk about your album, Kaleidoscope Eyes. I just gotta say, listening to your track list from start to finish, the feeling is just really literally just looking into a kaleidoscope. It's really fun, hopeful, uplifting. But what's the message really behind this album?
Well, I guess the whole underlying theme is that it's an album dedicated to love, and all of the different forms of love, whether it's self-love or love for your partner, love for whoever it is. Like the world is a more beautiful, colorful, bright place when you have love, and that's kind of what the album is about. It's like you see it through these kaleidoscopic eyes because you're in love. That's just the general underlying theme that goes throughout the record. And likewise, when you lose love or you don't have love, it's a gray, bleak, colorless place. It can be very devastating. So we've tried to hit on those two sort of polar opposites in this album.
I guess on behalf of your fans, I just want to say thank you, though, because the generosity of getting 16 songs in an album, I mean, that's crazy. You guys really were productive, and we're just really thankful that you guys released a bunch of good songs. I mean, now let's talk about the most recent one that you released, MIA, which is what we often play on Q Radio. I mean, we love it. Our listeners love it. It's really anthemic. We really do love it. I saw in a video on your YouTube channel that you wrote this in Sweden, George, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. It was the first track that I wrote in Sweden. I did a bit of a soul-searching songwriting trip for myself, because this is just after I was diagnosed with the vocal lesion, and I knew I had to go through surgery. And I just got a tickle in my throat then when I mentioned it. It's still affecting me. But it was this moment where I thought that, once I come out from surgery, am I still going to be able to sing the same way? I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be the same singer or not. So I went on this trip just for myself to write some songs, not even for Sheppard, but just because I needed to get out of the headspace I was in. And I touched down in Sweden, and MIA was the first song I wrote. And it's kind of apt. It was a song about escaping all of your responsibilities and just kind of like shedding off that worrying feeling of work, and you can just be free to journey and travel and do whatever you need. And that's what MIA is about.
And we hear it. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah. You guys really radiate positivity. I really love that about you guys. Like seeing you, talking to you personally, listening to your music. I guess before we move, we have a game prepared for you guys. Before we move on, I would like to address Amy and Emma. So Amy, I think personally, like what you've been doing with your women empowerment movement is just really beautiful, and in line with the International Women's Month, I just want to ask you, what is the message you want to get across, especially for young girls?
Yeah, I just want to say your success is not defined by how you look, and just to be authentic. And if you can let your personality shine, then nothing can stop you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
How about you, Emma?
Same. Well, I do really look up to Amy and the message that she, shows women. And yeah, I just have to say, I don't know what Amy said, I think.
Yeah,
just be yourself and
keep.
Yeah, and I think just be unique and just be yourself.
Awesome. All right. So I think this will be your last one for all three of you. Going through this pandemic, it's been really hard for everyone all over the world. But I just want to ask, like, what is the biggest lesson that you guys have learned throughout all this?
I think it's important to slow down. I think it's something that everyone needed in a weird way. Like, I think we all needed to take that moment to just stop for a second and realize that the world's moving at an incredible pace, and we can get carried away with it. And like a lot of people have discovered some incredible alternative ways to live their lives throughout this pandemic. Whether it's being able to work from home when you don't need to commute to an office in the city, or being able to collaborate with people online, or whatever it is. There's certain positive changes that have happened to humanity through all of this, and it's easy to forget all of that and just be bogged down by the fact that you're in a lockdown, or the world's going through this insane time. But there is a lot of positives, and a lot of lessons have been learned.
Yeah, and to appreciate life, and when we do get to travel the world, I hope people appreciate it a bit more. And
yeah, I think for me it was human connection and how important that is for us, and hopefully now we can all be a little kinder to each other and try and have a bit more empathy for one another, because I think there's a lot to learn, and everyone is, as we said before, everyone has something special to offer the world. So if we can just open our hearts and listen, what we have to offer, then the world will be a better place.
Awesome. That is so beautiful what you guys said. All right, so I guess this is our last segment for this interview. We prepared a game because on our show, The Q Rush Hour, we often play mini games with our callers and with our guests. So since your newest release is MIA, I wanted to play a game called Name Association Game. So basically, what I want you guys to do is to think of things or maybe names that you would want to maybe bring with you at a certain situation or circumstance. All right, so you can use the letters M, I, and A for your answers. All right, so let's start with if you were stranded on a desert island, what MIA would you bring? Could be M, I, or A.
iPod.
For music. That's good.
Mimosas.
Mimosas.
I
can
was
relate to
I'm
that.
trying to think of something practical here.
I know, I couldn't think of anything practical.
An axe.
A good one.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
survive.
We got mimosas, iPod, and an axe. Like, what else do you need?
Yeah, you'll survive for like 10 more years. Definitely. All right. What if there was a lockdown again and you had to stay in your room for another 30 days? What MIA would you want to be stuck with in your room?
Mimosas.
Ooh, that's cute, George. Who's that?
I was just trying to nip at my ankle, so I thought I'd better get him up here and show him to the Philippines. This is Napoleon.
Cute.
Does his name start with an M, an I, or an A? That would be perfect.
Napoleon.
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 We can change that for this game. We can do that.
Yeah.
What's another
I'd
I
say-
and an A?
I would say MacBook.
That's good.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
What's
You can do
what's
Zoom,
an
right?
Android. Except I'm an iPhone user.
This is a hard game.
Yeah.
We're only using, I feel like there's a
Yeah,
lot of
because
words
they're
that we
only
can
using
use.
3 letters.
Yeah.
All right, that's all. Last for people. Let's think about people. 3 names or 3 people that you would want to call if the world was ending.
Mum.
Mom.
Yeah. Maybe
It's automatic.
Michael Chug, our manager.
Are there I's and
A.
A's in your phone book?
Andrew Stone, who's another one of our managers.
Well, I guess Emma and I, we could say Amy.
You
Amy.
can call me up.
Yeah.
And I. Who starts with I?
I don't know if I know anyone with an I name. Like Isaac?
Yeah.
Don't know an Isaac.
I don't know if I'd call Isaac.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
In
if
and
I call
out,
her.
maybe, to buy food.
In and
In
out.
and out.
I had a friend back in Papua New Guinea when we were at school called Iambaki, and he started with an I. I'd give him a call.
Why not?
Why
Yeah, so
not?
that's the game. Thank you
Rekindle
so
an
much
old
for playing.
friendship.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys, for playing. All right, before we let you guys go, there are just a quick 2 things. First, I would like to ask you for your message to your Filipino fans.
Oh my God, thank you so much for the support. Like, the support from the Philippines has always been phenomenal. We love touring the Philippines. Amy and my first show ever as Sheppard was in the Philippines, believe it or not. So we've got a very strong connection with you guys, and we love the fact that you've been on our journey the entire time, and we can't wait to come and play you guys some shows. Stay tuned.
And we just want to show you, I want to show you, shout out to Edison, our fan on Instagram who drew us this.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Beautiful.
He's one of our Filipino fans, and he is so
that's
incredible.
beautiful.
I don't know, I can't read where he's from, but
I can't pronounce that or read it.
Edison Tiempo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tiempo.
Edison
Yeah.
Tiempo.
From Bohol. Wow. From Bohol.
Nice.
Where the chocolate hills are.
oh,
Anyway,
Tortillas.
we
We got a ton of tortillas there.
we've
He
got
lives in
some
the Chocolate Hill.
really
I like him even more now.
yeah, some of our best fans, most passionate fans are in the Philippines, so we can't wait to visit.
And we can't wait to have you guys visit here very, very soon. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Easy.
guys. Thank you for the time. It was
Bye.
great
No worries.
talking to you
Anytime, guys.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
everyone. You guys take
Awesome
care
chat.
wherever you are.
Thank
Bye.
you.